Have you noticed it lately? That moment when a jar feels heavier, the stairs seem steeper, and your reflection looks just a little more tired. You're not imagining it. After age 60, the average American loses up to 30% of their muscle strength, and with it something even more precious: independence. Most people don't realize it until it's too late, until one day the body they trusted quietly stops obeying. And here's the shocking part: it's not just aging. It's a biological switch that flips inside your body, slowing down your muscle response, balance, and metabolism all at once. But it's reversible if you act now. Every year, millions of seniors in the U.S. report feeling weaker despite doing everything right. They eat well, they walk, they even lift light weights, yet nothing seems to work anymore. The truth: your body has changed its rules and no one told you. What used to build strength at 40 barely maintains it at 60. But here's where the story turns: you can rebuild it naturally, safely, and faster than you think. Today you're going to learn 8 science-backed habits that reactivate your body's ability to grow stronger, steadier, and more confident again. No dangerous supplements, no extreme workouts, just smart, proven adjustments that can reignite your strength at any age. Because here's the truth most people never hear: you don't lose strength because you get older, you lose it because you stop training the way your body now demands. And once you understand how your 60-year-old body really works, you'll never feel powerless again. So stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to rebuild the body that carries your freedom. But before we dive into the 8 habits, let's take a second to be brutally honest. Most people over 60 aren't weak because they're lazy. They're weak because no one ever taught them how their new body works. The rules change silently. You didn't get the memo. You're still following routines from your 40s, expecting the same results. But your body has rewritten the playbook, and every year you ignore it, that gap widens. Here's the part no one talks about: between ages 60 and 70, your body loses up to 1% of muscle mass every year, not because you're broken, but because your brain stops sending strong enough signals to your muscles. That's right, the issue isn't strength itself, it's communication. Your muscles haven't disappeared, they've simply stopped hearing your commands clearly. And that's why so many older adults feel frustrated. They're trying harder, yet moving backward. But imagine this for a moment. What if you could wake your body back up? What if you could send the right signals again to regain the control, the balance, and the confidence that make life feel effortless? That's exactly what this video is about. By the end, you'll know how to reverse the signals of decline and train in a way that reignites muscle growth, joint mobility, and everyday energy. No gym membership, no dangerous supplements, no unrealistic expectations. Just proven science. Simple daily habits and results you can feel in the way you move, walk, and live. Because you're not here to stay active. You're here to feel strong again, to stand tall, to lift what matters, to move through life without fear. Stay with me, because what's coming next may completely change the way you think about aging and strength forever. Here's something most people over 60 never hear. Your muscles haven't stopped working. They've just stopped listening to old commands. What used to build strength in your 40s no longer triggers the same response today. This is what science calls anabolic resistance, a natural slowdown in how your body reacts to exercise. But that doesn't mean you can't grow stronger. It simply means you need to train smarter, not harder. A 2012 study showed that older adults who doubled their training volume, adding just 1 or 2 more sets per muscle group, experienced up to 110% higher muscle protein synthesis than those who didn't. Think about that. Your body still has the ability to grow. It just needs a louder signal. So instead of pushing for heavier weights or endless reps, focus on strategic volume. Add 1 extra set to your main lifts every few weeks and listen to how your body responds. Picture this: Tom, 63, used to think his best years were behind him. He trained for hours, chasing the intensity he had in his 20s, but his body fought back with joint pain and fatigue. Once he switched to shorter, smarter sessions, focusing on controlled movements and progressive volume, his strength skyrocketed within a month. The secret isn't to outwork your age, it's to outsmart it. Because when you learn to work with your body instead of against it, progress doesn't just return, it multiplies. It sounds counterintuitive, but here's the truth: the moment you rest, your muscles start growing. Most people over 60 sabotage their progress, not because they train too little, but because they rest too soon or too short. They rush through sets chasing the burn, believing that faster means better. But science says otherwise. Studies show that resting 3 to 5 minutes between sets produces significantly greater strength and muscle gains than resting for just one. Why? Because your muscles rely on something called phosphocreatine, your body's primary fuel for power. After 60, it takes longer to refill those energy stores. Short rests leave you half-charged, forcing you to lift lighter, move slower, and miss out on real growth. Longer rests, on the other hand, allow you to hit each set with the intensity needed to rebuild. Think of rest as your secret weapon, not wasted time. When Tom adjusted his workouts, he noticed something incredible. His weights didn't feel lighter, but his performance skyrocketed. Each set felt stronger, each rep more controlled. That's because rest isn't recovery, it's part of the training itself. So here's the new rule for big compound lifts like squats, rows, or presses. Take 3 to 5 minutes. For smaller isolation moves, 2 to 3 is enough. Use that time to breathe, stretch, or focus on form, because sometimes doing nothing for a moment is exactly what moves you forward. If strength is the engine of your body, then testosterone is the fuel that keeps it running. Starting at age 30, men lose about 1% of their testosterone every single year. By 60, that's a 30% drop, enough to make you feel weaker, slower, and more fatigued, even if you're training regularly. But here's the good news: you can naturally raise your testosterone without risky pills or expensive therapies. You just need to rebuild the daily habits that tell your body, I still need this power. The first is sleep, and not the 5-hour kind most people settle for. In a University of Chicago study, men who slept only 5 hours a night for a week saw their testosterone drop by 15%, the same decline caused by 10 to 15 years of natural aging. So aim for 7 to 8 hours in a dark, cool room. That's when your body repairs, restores, and recharges. Second, eat healthy fats every day: avocados, olive oil, egg yolks, and fatty fish. Diets too low in fat, under 20%, can cause testosterone to plummet. Finally, manage stress. Chronic stress floods your system with cortisol, which directly suppresses hormone production. You'll know you're doing it right when you notice more energy, stronger lifts, and even a better mood. Because testosterone isn't just about muscles, it's about vitality, focus, and the fire that makes you feel alive again. Walk into any store, and you'll see shelves packed with powders and pills promising to boost energy or build muscle fast. But here's the truth: most supplements don't do what they claim. After 60, your body doesn't need more products. It needs the right allies that actually work. Science has narrowed it down to 3 proven essentials: creatine, vitamin D, and magnesium. Creatine is the most researched supplement in the world. Just 3 to 5 grams a day, even on non-training days, can increase muscle energy and strength by up to 15%. It fuels short bursts of power, helping you lift, stand, and move with confidence. Vitamin D is just as critical. Nearly 60% of American men over 60 are deficient, which leads to low testosterone and poor muscle recovery. Aim for about 5,000 IU daily, taken with meals containing healthy fats to boost absorption. And don't overlook magnesium. 200 to 400 milligrams each night improves sleep, lowers cortisol, and keeps your muscles firing smoothly. Forget the miracle powders and test boosters. Supplements are not shortcuts. They're support systems for a body that's already doing the work. Use them to enhance your foundation, not replace it. Because at this stage, every smart choice compounds one consistent dose at a time. Most people over 60 still follow the old school Monday chest, Tuesday back routine, training each muscle once a week and wondering why progress stalls. Here's the truth: your muscles don't grow from what you did last week. They grow from what you do often. Research shows that muscle protein synthesis, the process that builds new tissue, stays elevated for only 24 to 36 hours after a workout. After that, your body goes back to baseline, waiting for another reason to rebuild. That means if you train a muscle just once a week, you're leaving 5 or 6 days of wasted potential. But by splitting your workouts and training each group twice weekly, you double your growth opportunities. It doesn't have to be complicated. 2 full body sessions or a simple upper-lower split is enough. Think of it as feeding your muscles regularly, not stuffing them once and starving them after. When Tom switched to this higher frequency, he didn't train harder, he trained smarter. His joints felt better, his recovery improved, and his strength returned faster than he thought possible. Consistency beats intensity. The more often you send your body the right signal, the more it remembers how to grow. Here's a reality: most people ignore your joints age faster than your muscles. The stiffness you feel in your hips, knees, and shoulders isn't just discomfort. It's your body warning you that mobility is shrinking. And once you lose mobility, strength quickly follows. After all, how can you build power if you can't move freely? That's why after 60 mobility training becomes your most valuable investment. When you move your joints through their full range of motion, you're not only keeping them flexible, you're keeping your muscles active where they're usually weakest. The best method: simple end-range isometrics, holding positions where your muscles work hard at the edges. Imagine sinking into a deep squat and holding it for 30 seconds, or pressing your hips forward in a lunge while keeping your balance steady. Mary, 70, couldn't bend to tie her shoes for nearly a decade. 2 weeks of gentle isometric holds changed that. Within a month, she walked taller, steadier, and pain-free. That's the power of mobility. It gives back freedom. Mobility isn't about flexibility, it's about independence. Spend just 10 minutes before each workout focusing on the joints you'll use that day. Think of every movement as adding interest to the investment that lets you keep moving for life. Most people over 60 think they're eating enough protein, but the truth is your body needs nearly twice as much as it used to. After 40, your muscles become less sensitive to smaller doses of protein, a process called anabolic resistance. At 20, just 20 grams of protein could spark muscle growth. After 60, you may need 30 to 40 grams per meal to achieve the same effect. Protein isn't just for bodybuilders. It's the raw material that rebuilds every cell in your body: muscles, skin, hair, even your immune system. So instead of focusing only on post-workout shakes, make sure every meal counts. Start your morning with eggs or Greek yogurt, add chicken or salmon at lunch, and finish your day with lean beef or tofu. If you struggle to meet your target, use whey or plant-based protein powders as convenient tools, not crutches. And don't forget hydration. More protein means your body needs more water to process and remove waste efficiently. Aim to sip consistently throughout the day instead of chugging it all at once. You'll notice the change: fewer energy dips, quicker recovery, and a steadier mood. Every meal is a message to your body: I'm still rebuilding. Feed that message and your strength will follow. Here's a truth most people over 60 need to hear: you don't have to destroy yourself in the gym to rebuild your strength. In fact, the harder you chase exhaustion, the faster your progress fades. What your body needs now isn't punishment, it's precision. Science shows that most people underestimate how many reps they can actually do by about 30%. That means you might stop your set when your muscles are just starting to respond. The key is to train with intensity, not insanity. Use the RPE scale, rate of perceived exertion, as your guide. On a scale of 1 to 10, aim for an 8 or 9. That means you finish your set knowing you could do 1 or 2 more reps with good form, but no more. That's the sweet spot where strength and recovery balance perfectly. Tom learned this the hard way. He used to push every session to failure, leaving the gym sore and drained for days. Once he focused on effort instead of exhaustion, his progress doubled and his energy returned. Remember, training hard isn't about collapsing on the floor. It's about showing up again tomorrow stronger. Effort fuels growth. Exhaustion steals it. Here's the truth most people never realize until it's too late. You don't lose strength because you age. You lose it because you stop demanding it from your body. The human body was built to adapt even at 60, 70, or 80. Every movement, every deep breath, every mindful repetition tells your muscles, I still need you. And when your body hears that message often enough, it listens. Look back at everything you've learned today. You've discovered 8 science-backed habits that can restore what time tried to take away: energy, balance, confidence, and freedom. From smarter training and strategic rest to better sleep, stronger nutrition, and mobility that unlocks independence, every one of these steps pulls you further from decline and closer to power. Picture this: you wake up one morning and the stairs that used to intimidate you feel effortless again. You carry groceries with steady hands. You feel grounded, capable, alive. That's not luck, that's consistency. That's proof that your strength never left. It was simply waiting for you to claim it back. So here's my challenge. Don't let this just be another video you watch and forget. Start today. Pick one habit, master it, and build momentum. Because the next 30 days could change the next 30 years. If you're ready to rebuild your strength, type strong in the comments below. Tell us your age and where you're watching from. Let's show the world that strength doesn't retire, and neither do you. And if you found value here, make sure to subscribe because next we'll dive into 3 morning habits that reignite your energy after 60. You've reclaimed your strength today. Next, let's bring back your vitality.